Morning, everybody. My name is Ace. We're drawing. We're making 3D models for a webcomic that I'm working on. The story is written. I'm making the characters in order of appearance. This is the third. I need six to start doing pages. How's everybody doing today? This is what we have so far. It's a story about a college student, or a couple of college students that stumble upon a secret government project and they use it to try to save their terminally ill friend. The first scene is or I would say actually the entire prologue is set in 1972. There are some time skips, but it's not all in that time period. And I'm sorry, hold on. And this is the first scene is set in Cambodia. This guy right here has a U.S. Army uniform of that era. This is what we're working on. We're pretty much done with this. Okay, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to retopologize the clothing, but it's pretty much. We pretty much this is how it's going to look, and we're just gonna just from here on out. Any sculpting from here, it's just gonna be tweaking and adding details. All that though will be done after we uh, UV unwrap it, and start texturing it and whatnot. Um, and then once we bake in those details, that's it. That'll be the sculpting is done, and then I think from there we'll just have to do the hair, and that's it. And no, and rig, yeah, we have to rig. I have to figure out how to get the rig to work the way that I want it to work. But well, yeah, after that we're pretty much done. And then after that, no more soldiers. We don't have any. We don't have to do any more. Well, actually, well, maybe one more, but not now. Okay. I don't even think I don't even think I need to make a model of that particular person, but um, yeah, that's it. As a matter of fact, I think the character that I'm thinking about is gonna be in suits more. So technically yes, but technically no. All right. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tweak this a little bit before we start working on the retopology. We all know how much we like retopology. It's gonna be super boring. Um, I won't be. I'm gonna try my best to work on as much of that as possible off stream because I'm I'm sure you've seen enough of that. Okay, I really want to show the second half, and we're kind of in the second half. We're really approaching the the part of the workflow that I have not shown on stream yet. And once we get that on record, then I'm just whatever streams we have going forward of 3D modeling, you're just going to see a snapshot of where I'm at, and it won't be full progression from there until we have this workflow locked down to a point where I can do most of it in one stream. I don't know when that's going to happen, I don't know if that's even possible, but we're going to try. We're going to give it our best shot, okay? There's like a this is supposed to be a strap. Um I just put that there just so I could draw it. Obviously, if this 3D model was the final product, those little minute details would have to be fleshed out more. We're not even texturing yet, so I mean, it's not really a big deal, but I just put this here just for the information. If I need to draw um, a shot from behind this character, I can put this strap in for a little bit more detail, it's just more information, so it's just not a bland bag. It kind of looks like a video game med kit, you put the little cross there. And then you can pick it up and use it, get your health back. Kind of looks like that a little bit. Particularly the one that I'm thinking of is the one from Tomb Raider. One day I'm gonna play that on stream. I don't know when. That'll be another franchise we tackle. I didn't play them all, but I was really into Tomb Raider 2, which got me into the series, and 3. 3 I knew fairly well. I don't know if I could go back and do everything and get all the secrets like I could back in the day. Because I didn't play it that much. It wasn't like Ocarina of Time where I played that enough times to where I could probably still beat it 100% today. And I'm gonna put that to the test when we're done with all the Shadow Hearts games. So I hope your Tuesday's going well. You're approaching the hump day. It's the second day of the week. Um, Tuesday, for on Twitch is kind of a highlight for me because I got some streams that I watch that only stream. They stream things that I really like watching on Tuesday and at the same time, unfortunately. But I just have one up on my computer and one on my phone. It's an art stream of a game dev, and the other one is a fighting game tournament. And the commentary is pretty funny, so it's very entertaining. So I have that to look forward to when I have some free time later. Winding down, day over, dinner. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I'm going to try to progress on this as well. Because I don't think all of this needs to be shown. I'm just trying to get this strap to be a little bit more smooth. It's supposed to be tight on the bag, and it's wrinkled. It's wrinkled like cloth. So I'm just trying to smooth it out a little bit and pull it and straighten it. I'm doing a poor job at it though. I'm kind of just playing with it a little bit, but all right, let's get back on track here. See, this right here is kind of weird. Okay, I see. We need to do that. We still need to work on this side for whatever reason. Like yesterday, it was like, I think it was this strap. Working on one of these straps would not do anything to the other, and it seems to be the case like all the way down, at least up to here anyway. I'm just trying to straighten it, but I'm deepening one side only. I got an idea. And I think I know how this happened. I think it was because of me trying to flatten it more. It was really bulky yesterday when I did it on stream. So I went in off stream and flattened it as best as I could. And I added this little square here for the information of having that there. I think it's the patch that is sewn into the bag. I'm not really sure. I'm not a seamstress. A seamster. What is the male version of a seamster? Is that what it's called? Seamster? I'm not a seamster. All right. But that's what it seems like to me. Pun intended. All right. So I'm going to lift this up a little bit. And you know what I should do is just take off symmetry, but I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, it's just something that doesn't really, it's just there for me to draw it in because I'm not really sure how I'm going to make this stand out when I texture it. I don't have that skill yet. When I texture something, it's like a blanket texture currently. So yeah, we'll have to figure that out somewhere down the line. My textures are a little basic, okay? But we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get better at this. I'm just gonna save it there. I think we could just start adding. You know what I should do is just work backwards. We don't have to do the boots. The boots are done because I carried these over from a different sculpt. And I think I'm going to retroactively add this particular LBE to the previous sculpts because there's no reason to sculpt this anymore. And I actually don't have to sculpt it anymore, so we'll just have to we can make their LBEs look better by giving them this one. At least to the first one, because the first one has a similar build. The second one I'm gonna have to stretch a little bit. I just hope it doesn't mess up the textures, but if it does, it's not that big of a deal. All right, I think it's you know, I'm looking at it. I don't think there's anything more I can do to it. Maybe strengthen these buckles, I guess. I think that might be a way to fix it because they look a little mangled here. It looks like somebody just spewed some ketchup around the strap here and it kind of dripped down. That's what it kind of looks like. So let me try to inflate it just a little bit. I can't really do much here without just remeshing more and more. But I think if I multi-res this, I could fix it. And that's a later step. So I'm not going to worry about it now. But if we make, I'm operating under the assumption that if I make this look really good right now, it'll look better later, you know, instead of me having to fix it later. Like I said, these little minute details I did not add before. This is like a new thing. So we're kind of in uncharted territory here. It just looks like, yeah, they just look melted. I don't know. But like I said, it's for drawing. Okay, it's not the final product. I'm sorry, I think I have some soap in my eye that I didn't get all the way out. My eyes just I got some soap in my eye when I was taking a shower this morning, and my eyes still slightly are affected by that. I thought I washed it all out. Um, yeah, I think yes. I'm gonna wait for the multi-res because we can probably improve these jagged edges and whatnot. Let's see if I mean, and if that's not the case, then I mean, we'll find a way to fix it. I'm sure. All right. Now the red topology for the body is already done, as you can see. I'm going to hide that and the eyes. We don't need to red topologize those or the sclera, the cornea or the sclera, and the boots are already done as well. So it's just these pieces of clothing, the pants, the boot, or sorry, the pants, the shirt, and the LBE. Okay. It's not as much as the body, but I mean, I don't know. The torso is not that bad to do. All right. We only have to worry about the elbows and knees as far as edge loops, I think. Maybe the shoulder. I don't know. Maybe just stop talking about it now and just do it. I think I should do the LBE first, though. Because it's small, it seems like it's going to be a pain. So let's get that done first. I'm not going to worry about the inside, how the inside looks, because you're not going to see that ever. So how about these here, right? And then okay, we can get out of object mode, or into object mode. Hey, 99, welcome to the stream. How's your morning going? I logged on to 11 yesterday and I did all 6 knock walls in one go. They have a respawn time of 5 minutes and people were doing them, so it was real fast. And I finally finished all the coalitions are done. I have the golden cordon, the golden shovel cordon medal pinned on my chest. Now I can do the Yignis directive and get Yignis as the trust. I can get the +1 ring. I can get whatever else that comes with that. With doing those last 2 quests, I can do it now. Yignis is a healer. Seems to be similar to Aparuru, Only problem is the Wilds Keepers. I have to do 4 of them again because I did not learn their spells yet, and 2 of them have one-hit KO moves. One you can deal with, the other, the tree, that's gonna be a lot of dying, living and dying, and it's a long fight because it's so tanky. But I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna log back in and I'm gonna do it tonight after I'm done with this. I got up at 4 a.m. and fell asleep several times. Oh no, take me with. Okay, yeah, we're going to kill that thing. It has a move called Timber, which gives you a 30. I think it's a 20 count doom. So you're gonna need some holy waters. People were dying from that so much. Even me, I used about 20. Sometimes the holy water just does not come off. I mean, sorry, doom doesn't come off, and you just die. But you can just come back to the fight. His health will not grow back. So that's the saving grace with it. Technically, if he uses a spell and I leave the zone and come back, I should learn it in theory. But he used uproot so many times. I'm surprised I did not learn it. Especially when he gets low, he just starts spamming it after a while, and it kind of hurts. It kind of hurts with it because he's got like a powerful Dia on him. He's got poison or something, poison or plague or toxic, whatever the heck, bio something. I think it's actually plague because that's the biohazard symbol. I got 7 when I got my weapon skill dagger. No other 11 updates. Oh wait, well you need to be 99 for this. 99. You gotta be level 99 to do that fight. I don't think you can do the Wilds Keepers at 70. I could be wrong. Oh yeah, you need the key item. Yeah, you need to get key items. Since I did everything, the key items are very cheap. I can get all 6 of them for like 6K bailed. So, okay. Let me see. We're gonna add uh a mesh and a plane. Where's that plane? It's all the way down there. So we're gonna pull this over. I'm gonna hit the x-axis. I won't be able to join this time. Oh, so then what did you want me to take you with? You said take me with. So what do you mean? What did you mean by that? Where you want me to take you? I can't take you into the Wilds Keepers, but uh, if there's something you need, we can take care of that. Have all my mules have Sabbath tenders. I'm just waiting for another star in the Maw Garden, and then I can evolve it to the final form, Royal Saddle Tender, and then they'll be done with all the characters that I have, except for 3, will be done with Maw Garden. And then if I ever decide to make them into mains instead of mules, then that's one big step that I won't have to worry about. All their gardens are done, and that's like the thing that's kind of holds you back when you're doing all the quests in Alduin. All right, so I'm gonna get 90 degrees. I think that's, yeah, okay. I couldn't see it anymore because we were so looking at it at a perfect angle that you can't see it anymore. Oh yeah, it some if you can get to 90 level 99 this month, I mean the campaign is gonna last the rest of the month, so I don't see why I can't take you with you, but I just can't do it today because you're 71. Um, but yeah, later in the month if you're 99, yeah, we can go back. I don't mind at all. The shark, I forgot when he uses maritime mayhem, you have to be really close to him in order to avoid the instant KO, and I wasn't, so I got killed. You recall that's the one we did that ambuscade where we were tanked up on him, but we could kill him on very hard. Remember back when you had your other character. All right, so we're gonna shrink this down all the way. Then we're gonna zoom all the way in. That's the rock fin. Yeah, the first 90 level 99 job is going to take a bit, but every 90 level 99 job after that will be much quicker, especially after you do all of the missions and whatnot. That's what I did basically. I did most of it on warrior, and that made blue mage is already easy to solo and take the 99. So and when I did bard went fast. Bard went fast. Like Bard uses daggers. It's not like a thief, but you know it went fast. Now it's just gonna get faster with Corsair and so on and so forth. So on and so forth. I'm doing all the jobs in that game, all of them. That's gonna take a while, but I'm gonna do it. Wait. I lost it. I think I put it exactly into the thing, and I can't grab it. Why? Oh no, it's all the way over there. Okay, never mind. It was a depth perception problem. So let's just move this right here. Move it closer. Yeah, there we go. Closer. Now I want it to touch, so when I put on snapping, it should snap to the target after we put the modifiers on it, of course. So the good amount of my intro thief gear from my Galka can be transferred, so I won't be starting out blank when I hit 99. That's good. I have so much gear between all my characters from all the basically all the events that I've done up until this point that I can just transfer to a character and just big them up all the way. Not all the way, but you know, to a point where it, you know, getting stuff solo would is not a problem anymore. I wish I would have kept because some of the stuff I had on my Galka from my my Elvon, I threw away. I wish I had kept that. I didn't have the mules at the time. I wish I'd kept those items too because um that would have made Blue Mage even faster to level up. But I have most of that back now, especially after doing the Wilds Keepers, and I just got the Maul coupon for Coupoon or whatever the heck you say, however the heck you say it, to get one or two of those items back. It was mainly just swords, you know, the red sword that I had. I threw that away, but I got the weaker one. I got the weaker one, and the delve one is the one I threw away. But it's not a big deal. I got skirmish gear, so training up blue is good on my other characters is going to be even faster. I'm just not looking forward to learning all the spells again and again and again, but I'm going to do it. I want all my mules to be a blue mage, so I'm going to do it. All right, so we're going to generate a mirror, and then we're going to generate or not generate, but deform a shrink wrap. It's not touching. I know I'm forgetting something, and I'm going to line rotation target. Was that it? No. Face project was all I needed to click. Snap target face, right? Yeah, that was already selected. Okay. Really, I just wanted the club back from the tree in Alduin, which I got yesterday. They actually gave it to me. I didn't have to. Actually, no, they didn't. I had to select it in the reward list, but now the only club that I'm missing is the one from the Delve version of that tree. There we go. Shrink wrap LBE. All right, now it's on there, and then we have to select in front so we can always see it. Now it's on the target. Now we just need to make it a different color so we can see it. Yeah, that's good. The faster you get into ambuscade. I say ambu because of Naruto. The faster, because you know that's how they have that abbreviation. Anyway, yeah, the faster you get into ambuscade, the easier it is to gear up after that. Because once you hit ambuscade, then it's I think wait, ambuscade is better than skirmish gear, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, because then once you get that gear, then you can just go straight into like getting Unity stuff like we were doing before, and and just ladder up slowly into Omen, and then once you get some of that stuff, or and Reforge and all that stuff, you're basically there after that. You know, after that in high tier mission battlefields, you won't have to struggle as much because you'll have some you can. I mean, I can help you with that, so that's one of the reasons why I always start with blue when I'm doing because I can solo pretty well on blue. So if I need to solo something, I can, and I will win. I will get the item, whatever it is. I will get it. It will happen. All right, so hold on. Let me see. I need to put we need to put a material on there, and we're gonna make it green too. We can't see our green body, so it doesn't really matter. But we could make it blue, but no, I'm not gonna make it blue. I'm gonna make it green. Only because when I was learning how to do this, oops, when I was learning how to do this, that was the color that I chose, and I don't want to choose a different color. I'm just gonna stick to that. That's basically the only reason. The learning material had it green, so now I pick green all the time. You could do a different shade of green, but it's probably something like that. Hold on, let me see something. Yeah, it's about the same. Somehow that's got that right. Yeah, Reforged. You just need job cards, and Thief is excels at that. Once you get a decent Thief, you can actually solo that with Aeolian Edge and get your own cards. I have so many Thief cards that I can just convert. I think it's a 3-to-1 conversion rate, which kind of sucks, but you can get a lot of job cards with Thief. I never tried it on blue, but I know Thief has a good Aeolian Edge set that you can just go in there and just start spamming it and just knock out some objectives. I think you'll knock out weapon skill, magic damage because it's magic damage. So I think that has the bigger potential of getting more cards. I guess that would be the same thing too for. I guess you could do it on blue. I don't know. I have to look into that. I saw someone do it on Thief and they put their whole build up, so I was like, okay, I'll try it that way. That's the only thing you would need to worry about is the job cards, and that's not an issue on Thief. All right, so now you can see that the vertices don't align, and I'm trying to remember what in the world. Oh, it's because I was moving them all at once. That's why. Hmm. Wait, something is not right. Let's see. What am I missing here? Luckily, I have this in my notes, so if I have a problem here, which I'm pretty sure I could figure it out on my own, but if I can't, this this step here, I can get out of my notes. Let's see. I know I'm missing one step. It's always one extra step. Always one. Okay, instead of wasting time, let's just go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let me refer to my notes here for this. It's funny because we just did project enjoy. Okay, yeah, we just did this on the body, and we made the same exact thing. Base project is what I want. Oh, it's the mirror. That's what the problem is. Okay, no problem. No problem. We're gonna go all the way back. The mirror should be over there. So what we need to do is I need to go back into object mode. I was wondering why I looked off. Okay, we forgot something, and this is what we forgot. I don't even need notes for this. Once I saw that the mirror was right on top of it. All right, so we're gonna. Oh no! First, I'm going to get rid of the mirror and apply all transforms. Set origin to 3D cursor, and then add the mirror. And there. That was the only issue right there. Real simple stuff. It's always the little things that get you, that get me. Very little things. Okay, there. See, now it's starting to align better, and we have it mirrored properly on the other side. Now we want to grab all of these, the whole thing, and move it. I'm gonna start near the edge. Now it's not actually that won't matter. It'll mirror perfectly. So whatever discrepancies we had on one side, it will not be a thing when we're done with this. Okay. It's gonna probably look a little weird. I don't know if it's gonna snap on this side, but we'll find out, I guess. I'm going to put it all the way to the edge. When I did this on my previous LBE, I didn't have this detail like these ridges here. It looks like I missed some spots too where I could have smoothed it out, but we'll fix that. That will be fixed. That's not a thing that will be there in the final product because we're still not done fully with sculpting. It's just we're going to get the details that you work on as you progress through the workflow is going to get smaller and smaller. Like we'll be doing pores, like you saw in the last one, veins, crevices, things like that, wrinkles, and yeah, that's probably going to be. And I think I guess it would be like clothing textures for this. Okay, now we're just going to extrude from here all the way. I don't have a set plan or method for doing clothes yet because we're still trying to perfect what we do know, but we'll get there. I've actually like on my sculpt study, I've learned a lot about retopology, so I'm gonna try to transfer some of what I learned to this. I don't think we have to worry about retopology anymore regarding the body. Just work a little bit slow, or you know what? Let's not do that. Do it that way. I want to put something right along this little edge here so we keep that detail. Otherwise we'll have to sculpt that in again, and that's time that we don't really need to use doing that. I can't wait till I'm leveling like a heavy DD. That's gonna be so easy, man. Just go in and just bash the monster to death with something really hard and sharp or something and long. I realize how that sounds, but I didn't mean it that way. Especially Samurai. Samurai was so fast the last time I did it. You're just skill chaining the entire time, and they just died. The mob just melts. And I already have the store TP gear. I carried over the pants that you get from the Bugbear in them in Oldton. I still have those, and I have the body from the Bridget quest. I went ahead and did that while I was getting the rapparee harness for Thief and Dancer. Didn't you do that with Monk? Yeah, my other character. Um, I'm probably going to do Monk last this time because after Corsair, I'm doing Pup, and um, Pup is I'm sorry, I had a hangnail. I had to get rid of that. Anyways, Pup is basically Monk. It's the only other hand to hand thing, so I don't really need to do Monk right now. I already have God hands. They share the same weapon, so I can just gear Pup and Monk will be taken care. The only thing I would have to worry about with Monk is the AF. That's basically it. The AF and the Empyrean, which I'm already getting seals for, getting other jobs, so I should have it by then. Since I'm doing all the jobs, all I have to do is just, depending on how quickly they give me the items, I should have all the seals, plus all the seals that I got from my other jobs. I still got my seals from like 2010 or whenever the Abbasia came out. I still have some of those seals. And I threw a lot away too, which was dumb on my part because I didn't think I need them anymore. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start another character. And then I was like, damn, I should have kept those seals. But that's okay. Just getting one character one job, maybe a couple jobs, maybe a handful of jobs, I can get those seals back easily. I already have the +2 items. I kept all of those, but I didn't think I was going to level blue again, or any of the jobs again. Then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work on my old Elvon character again, and then I was like, I should have kept those dang seals. Should have just kept them. But I got most of them back anyway. So I'm not looking forward to farming that because that takes a while. And you know what else I'm not looking forward to getting? The freaking Empyrean Heart, man. That is not cool. The Empyrean Harp is not cool. Not cool. It's not cool to farm, man, but you need that heart. I was gonna do all the Empyreans and Mythics like that's gonna be the last thing I do. Because armor really in that game is more important than weapons. So I was gonna do all the weapons last, but I actually might jump the heart up just so I don't have to do that later. I think getting the heart is worse than getting the monk hands and farming Glavoid. That's dagger and great axe. That monster is very frustrating, even at a high level. I think it's worse than that. And a Patamac, that's another terrible monster to farm. I hate farming that piece of crap. It's a Chimera. If you know Final Fantasy, it's a Chimera that you have to run up this hill, right? You have to get a timed NM that's heavily camped. First of all, right? And then you have to kill a frozen bomb, and you have to hope that the items drop. And there is another NM, I think. I think it's 3 NMs. I don't think it's 2. I think it's 3. And then you got to fight Dorm Chimera, and if he does not give you the key item to fight a Patamac, then you got to go all the way back down the hill and start over again until he gives you the key item. And then once you get the key item, you got to fight a Patamac himself, okay, who can level himself up. And if you don't, if you're not if you're level 99, if you're eye level 119 and you're not like a strong eye level 119, he can still kill you, which is kind of messed up. When I did him the first time, I did it in skirmish kill. He was still killing me sometimes because he would level up and then he would do it was a move he was doing that would just kill me, and I'm like, and I was on a warrior, and I was like, oh my god, he ain't gonna kill me this time. But I'm just saying that if you're just like, if you're eye level 119, this is level 99 content. So he's actually a really frustrating monster sometimes. But it's not even fighting him is not the issue. It's getting to him. Now, if you die in that fight, like I have, at that point, it's even worse because then now you got to go all because you lose the key item when you fight him, so you got to go all the way back down, and then he has a chance to drop 2 Patamac horns. You need 75 of them. Okay, he might drop 1. He might drop 1. If one's better than none, though, so it's kind of messed up. It's kind of messed up. That's one key item that you can't get from cleaving the chest. When I say cleaving, that means you basically the whole system of Abyssia is based on colorful lights, right? When you do certain things, like if you kill an enemy with an elemental skill, an elemental weapon skill, you get gold light. Some mobs don't give gold light, so you have to pick your mobs when you're farming that light. You have to pick them wisely. If you kill them with magic, you get blue light. If you kill them with a regular physical weapon skill, you get red light. You never want red light. Red light is bad. If you kill him with physical attacks, you get pearl lights. The most important lights that you need to farm for key items are gold, pearl, and you need azure as well. That's blue light. Azure is for time. When you're in Abyssia, you're timed. You can get 10-minute additions to your time. It's a big pool though, so you have to get a lot of lights in order to start seeing time chests. And then after that, you need golden lights, right? Golden lights is also a big pool. but you need basically the max in order to start getting key items. There's a bunch of key items in each Abyssea zone that you can get for various monsters. Um, Chimera or not Dorm Chimera. Yeah, matter of fact, Dorm Chimera or Apatomax key items don't spawn in the chest at all. You can get Ixbind though. Ixbind is in 14, so if that sounds familiar to you, and you only played 14 and not 11. Yes, he's also he's I think he started in 11. I'm not actually sure if he was in any other previous Final Fantasies, to be honest, because I came in during the 3D era. But yes, that is how Abyssea works. Okay, you have to actually farm Apatomac horns yourself. But if you happen to need 75 Ixbind hearts, you can just farm the chests and you'll be good. And you can literally farm the chest, get your lights to a certain level, farm the key items, get Ixbind's key item, pop them, kill them, and just do it over and over again until 75. The jobs who need that particular heart is samurai. I think it's samurai. It might be Corsair. I'm actually not too, because that's one that I didn't really farm. I'm gonna farm it this time because I'm gonna do all the jobs, but I had to do Ixbind for um those particular items that the people drop. They are used for reforging Empyrean now, and they got it up to +3. That's a really good set to have. So you're going to end up farming um those Abyssea monsters for your armor as well now, instead of just your weapon like it was in the past. He's in 6, okay. Even with Atma to counter him, yes, even with Atma. Um, I think there is a. I think there is an Atma that allows you to absorb lightning damage, so that might help. But the problem with that is he casts lightning magic on himself to level up first, and then he'll use his more damaging non-lightning attack on you instead. That's the problem. He does Torbil. No, he does. Yeah, he does Torbillion, I think, but you can't learn it from him. Either he doesn't. Either you can't learn it from him, or he doesn't use it. I forget. But there's another move that he does. Hold on, let me see real quick. Let me tell you exactly what move it was that he kept hitting me with. Also, Patamak is a god of Egypt. It's a war god. I actually did not know that. And I started looking more into Egyptian history as of late. It's so vast though, yeah, you need a torn chimera wing to fight this guy, and you can't get it from a chest. Treasure Hunter 9 plus, there's a 60% chance of him dropping a second horn. He's guaranteed to drop one, so yeah, it's hang on a second. Okay, yes, he has Dreadstorm, which is AoE damage and terror, which freezes you in place for a certain amount of time. Maximum of 10 seconds. That is a lot of time. Fossilizing breath, petrification. You can't do anything at all while you're petrified. You better, and if your whole all your trust and you are petrified, then you're just stuck there until he decides to I don't know, Torbillion you, which lowers your defense. It's AoE. Thunderstrike, that's damage and stun. You notice he has a lot of moves that freeze you in place, and that's the problem. Tenebrous Mist, that resets your TP to 0. So if you're relying on TP, you kiss that goodbye. Fulmination is the move that you're worried about though. Damage, stun, and potent paralysis, which again prevents you from acting. Okay, but if he keeps hitting himself with lightning, leveling up, Fulmination will hurt more and more until you're dead. And then you got Lithic Breath, which inflicts petrification again and weakness. Weakness is something that happens to you when you die. I can't remember if this was in 14. If you died, you get raised. You have weakness for 5 minutes, which pretty much tanks all of your stats. So you can't really do anything. It cuts your HP, your MP until it wears off. Then you get your full power back. You're getting that buff during a fight. So if you're getting hit with weakness during a fight, and then you're getting hit with fulmination, there's a good chance you could die. There's a very good chance you could die. Okay, that's the problem with that monster. All right, so just to give you an idea how dumb that monster is, that's it right there. That's it. I'm sorry I kind of went into that a little bit because I gotta say honestly, um, red topology is boring as fuck. Okay, I'm sorry, I gotta do it. Sometimes I drift into a tangent, but it's got to be that way. Sometimes it be like that sometimes. Okay. Anyways, that is what you have ahead, and that's one of the harder, well, I say more annoying monsters to farm when you're doing Abyssea weapons and armor. It's pretty bad, but it can be done. I say just normal playtime without freaking like slumming it out in a cave somewhere. You could probably get that done in 3 days, and that's with competition. If there's less competition, you'll have an easier time. But the problem is, I think there's an NM called Sisyphus. You may have heard the name of the guy rolling up the hill. Yes, he is on top of the hill. You have to go up the hill to fight him, and um, if he doesn't drop the item, okay, that you can buy from the age, mind you, but they're expensive because people farm this, which is why it's heavily camped. Then you're the one going back down the hill, okay, and not him. I don't know how that's relevant to him, but he's on top of a hill. That's the point. Okay, but his name's Sisyphus, and that's the hardest part. It's a 15-minute timer. If he doesn't drop his item, you have to wait 15 minutes until he spawns again, and then you have to outclaim him from some other weirdo that's trying to get him. He might not even be doing the weapon either. He's just there to get the item and sell it, and then you have to go to AH and go get the item from him through the AH. Okay, for an exorbitant amount of gil, and it's not fun, but because when you leave Abyssea, you don't keep your lights. That's the only problem. You have to go out of Abyssea to get the item, come back, then you got to reset your lights. You can get Sisyphus's fragment from a chest though. So if you get your golden light in a sweet spot, you can get your key items that way. That actually does make getting a Patamac farms done faster, but you can't do those weapon skills when you're fighting a Patamac. And every time you kill an NM, you get Ebon lights, which increases all of your lights, so it's unsustainable. You have to keep resetting your lights if you do it that way, because eventually you're going to get enough amber lights to where you're not getting Sisyphus fragments anymore. And then, and it's good because sometimes you can get two Sisyphus fragments in a chest. You can only carry one though because it's rare. So if you have someone with you, they can hold one, and you don't have to wait 15 minutes. So it's really random, but you can cut down that time severely, but you still have to kill him 75 times. It's the only problem. It's the biggest obstacle, and he sucks. I think Glavoid is probably worse than him because you need so many. No, Chloris actually. Chloris is the worst actually. Because you need to kill. Because I think with Dorm Chimera, you have to kill 3 different NMs. 2 of them you can pop. You just need to kill regular monsters until they drop their little item that you use to pop the NM, and then you get the key item from that NM. Then you go up the hill, and it's like a buffalo or something. And then you go up the hill, you kill Sisyphus when he's up, get his fragment, and then you go to the ice bomb, kill him, get his thing, fight the first Chimera, hopefully he'll drop the item, and then you go fight a Patamac, and you do that all over again. But with Chloris, you have to fight 5 different NMs. One of them can cast death on you. Okay, one of them can cast death. All right. Uh, one has a really powerful death scissors, which could do like mad critical damage that's above your HP. All right. But if you're monk or you have HP Atmos, that's not so bad. One's a timed NM. All right, so you have to deal with that. And then there's which has its own drops for something else, so it could be camp. And then you have some other random NM that doesn't really matter. You can get that at any time. All right, and then you got to fight Chloris. Now, if you don't kill this thing before it uses it was a move that it uses. It has an AoE doom. Then basically the fight's over because you're gonna get doomed. You can get it off, but now that's not a problem actually for me because I normally kill him before that move even comes out. But getting to him is the problem. And you have to kill him. You only have to kill him 50 times, but if you want to get more than one weapon that you have to kill him for, then it's going to be a real big pain. That's probably the worst. That's probably worse than the Patamak in my opinion, but not by much. And then Glavoid, which can absorb buffs, damage, and then spit all that back out at you, increasing his damage to you in one fell swoop through a move which can kill you. That's it can kill you. You have to do that. And he absorbs damage. If like when he does a magic spell, you can't use magic or TP. You can't use physical. Or vice versa. It's one of those two. But that's how he works. Okay, those are probably the three hardest ones out of all of Abyssia. The rest of the items that you have to farm for weapons and armor aren't that bad, but those are still a little bit annoying. This is why I want to do Thief, Warrior, and Black Mage first. Thief and Warrior are Glavoid. Black Mage is... I think Black Mage is Chloris. You just picked the worst ones. You picked the worst ones, man. I think Black Mage is Chloris. That's that's the staff, yeah. Well, I know how to do them. Oh, okay, got you. I was gonna say, like, if you wanna get those weapons, all right, but yeah, I got Blue Mage. That's why one of the reasons why I like Blue Mage. Okay, you wanna now getting lights is easy on Blue Mage, but if you really want to make sure you get the key items, you need to go Warrior. So, I mean, it's not to say that farming lights is impossible. It's not. It's just you're gonna have to do just a little bit extra steps, and Warrior hits really hard. So, like you can still farm. I don't know about magic, but you can still farm Amber and Pearl Light. So you can do that. You just can't get Azure, so you're gonna have to eventually leave and come back for more time. But in that amount of time, you can get a lot of key items and whatnot. So it's kind of a trade-off. You can sub Thief and hope that Treasure Hunter gets you that second Abyssia drop for your weapon and armor. Or you can get well, actually that's always a thing. Or you can come Warrior or Ninja and make sure that you get the key item. Or you can say, forget the key items. I just want to stay in Abyssia as long as possible and then go in as a mage job. Like Blue Mage. I've done it every way, it's trying to find the best way to do it. I've done it every way that I could, in all those ways that I said. I came in as Warrior. I think I did a Patamak as Warrior because I really wanted to get the key item. That's very important for that. And monsters that you can just spam, if it's a monster you can get, if you can get the key item out of the chest, I'm coming blue. If I can't, then I'll go Warrior because getting the proc for the key item is more important. That's the method that I came up with, and probably many others too. I'm not a pioneer by any means. I'm just saying, that's how I did it. So that's how I would choose. You know what? Let me line these up now. Let me dissolve the edges. Notice I never go Thief. Thief will get you the most chance of getting the drop, but you got to get lucky with the key items. But I sub Thief, so it's you get Treasure Hunter 4. That should be enough. If you have a party, none of this matters. Because the game is built around being in a party. So, but since like I said, since I solo so much, I've developed some methods of doing things as painless as possible outside of getting a party. But most of the time, everyone that I play with in this game usually is not currently playing the game, so I have to do these solo amounts, and there's a surprising amount of people who don't know how to play the game because there are many returners and people from the past and people who missed out on the stuff that when it was first coming out. There's a lot of that game gets a lot of returners often, like more often than you would think. So there's a lot of people who never got to do those things in the past, and so getting help is like kind of teaching them how to play the game all over again. That you might not want to do that. If you're okay with doing that, that's fine. I did it with Nigel Isle. It got frustrating at times, but it was much faster. Okay, it was much faster than doing it solo. You just have to be patient. You have to be willing to work with people, and just take a break when you start getting to the point where you're about to try to. You're about to say, why the fuck did you do that? Just take a break, okay? Don't worry about it. All right, 99. Sorry for the language. I'm just saying, you know. Some people, you know, they never did it, you know. I was one of those people, but I learned how to do it on my time. I learned how to do it solo, and then slowly adjusted those strategies for party play. I'm not a toxic person. I try to, you know, help people, teach them. Actually, I helped someone yesterday. I helped people kill the tree yesterday. We were just dying over and over. I was like, don't worry about it because this is what normally happens when because nobody wants to help you fight this thing because it has the AoE Doom and it's really annoying. It's a really annoying monster on every level, and there's multiple versions of that monster, that tree. I said, don't worry about it. This is how it goes. This is how it goes. Even at a high level, it can still wipe and it still wipes parties, you know, because they have that thing in two different in-game events, and it's just even worse there. I say I brought a lot of holy water to erase the doom, and that's the only reason why um I don't really mind fighting it because if you can get doom off of you, it's not that bad. It's just random. And I brought so much that I think I I died like 3 times to it because of doom. But the monster was alive for like 30, 40 minutes with people fighting it. And I died the least, I think. Actually, no, I think there was a white mage there that was raising people. He was like, yeah, we were asking for help, but nobody came. I was like, yeah, this thing sucks. Nobody likes fighting this thing. I'm gonna fight it again later so I can learn a spell because I'm a blue mage. You can learn spells from all your spells are learned from monsters. So I have to fight it again. It's gonna take a while, but eventually I'll get the spell from it, and I'll never have to fight it again unless somebody asks for help. I don't really mind helping people. I just blue mage is very versatile, but it's not a heavy DD, so you kind of have to. I choose to play it with survivability, so I do a lot of defensive, like I sub rune fencer. I don't have rune fencer on my current character, but I sub rune fencer, which really has a lot of options for negating magic damage, which is like I say more common than physical damage. I think I could do it like this. I don't really like the fact that these are all. I might have to delete some just so it's all even. I noticed that if you fill in the gap, if you fill in the gaps first, you can go back in and then like kind of adjust it further. It's easy to adjust the retopology when there's something there. So I haven't really been putting too much thought into this because I was talking about 11. My mind just started wandering. I'm not even thinking about this anymore. But this will be adjusted. This is not the retopology that I have. What the? Okay, hold on. We got to go back. I did something. What is happening here? I'm gonna move this. Okay, I'm gonna move that. Oh, there's another one there. See, that's not great. That's not great at all. That's the problem that we were having, and I removed the wrong one. Hold on. What in the world? Okay, now we should be able to. Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen right there. Okay. I can still align these with the ones that kind of curve around here. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm just filling in the gaps right now, and I think I can just dissolve some of these lines and just do it that way. Actually, you know what? No, wait. Yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait till I get down there. We don't do retopology like this anymore. This is just very like very much fill in the gap type retopology. We've started off doing that, and if you keep doing it, it kind of starts getting sloppy. So we want to make sure that um, we don't make the mistakes that we've made before. I also said that I don't have a clear method for clothing, so we're figuring it out as we go. But yeah, that's probably one of, if not my favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy 11. I think honestly, I think the series peaked at 11, and that might be biased, but I don't know. I feel like that's the best Final Fantasy they created, in my opinion. But I haven't played them all, so take that with a grain of salt. That's just my opinion. It's better than 7. It's better than 10. It's better than, I don't know if it's better than 12 because I didn't finish 12. It's probably better than 13, but I didn't finish that either. I'm gonna play through that franchise on stream one day. That might be after Zelda. I think the order is going to be Shadow Hearts, which we're almost done with the first one, Zelda, and then Final Fantasy. Why not, right? And once we get through that, we're going to find out which one's better, which one's the best. I'll even get. Do I have 15? I don't think I have 15. I'll even get 15 and 16 and play them too. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Oh, we'll find out. Let's see here. Okay, so we can divide, we can get rid of this line. I think, yeah, we can get rid of this line and then connect this line right here. Let's fill it in real quick. Let's. I want to make sure this connects properly, so I'm going to divert all brain power into this real quick. I don't want to make a triangle, so I'm still trying to avoid that. I think. I don't think it matters honestly, but just based off of what I've seen. Uh, no, I'm not sure if we should connect it that way. Hmm. What about this way? I think I'm going to try to connect it this way. At least this way, all the lines converge into one point. I'm not sure if that's right, though. I'm not sure if that should do it that way. Mm, I think one of these can go. We have this one for the ridge here, like the extra pad, the lining around the pad. We have that one, and then this is on the inside of that, and then the flat part. I may have to keep going just to see where I could take this, and then see more of the puzzle, if you will. Wait, what? Is that an extra one? No, okay, I must have just created that. I hope that's the case. Yeah, I meant to hit G. I must have hit F by accident. Oops. Oopsie poopsie. All right. All right, so it looks like we can still remove this line right here. This is the line that we're going to remove. Actually, I think I can make this follow the entire form. I may have to redo some of this, but this is how I fix the red topology. I need to see it whole first, and then we can just adjust it right there before we move on. And it improves the entire topology overall when you make everything follow like a simple flow. I can't see it from just a couple of squares though. I have to kind of fill it in, and then I can understand how much better it would look if I did it a certain way. I think I can move this line over so if it starts to match this side. I think that would be the way to do it. So I'm going to just slowly move all the lines over. Like so. All right, now it'll start to match this side, and then once we make the center even, it should look a little better. Won't look as sloppy. Normally we would have just left it. We would have just filled it all in and left it like that, but I think I'm beginning to understand this step a little better. There might be a better way to do it, but I find, like I said, I find it easier if I just see it when it's whole and then try to fix it like that right away. Okay, let me just oops. I think we can try to, I'm just going to try to make this a little bit more straight. Let's take a look at the other side. Okay, it looks pretty much similar. I'm going to get rid of one line anyway. I feel like this side has more lines than this side. Because this side makes a little bit more sense. It doesn't have this kind of like this patchwork here. It has something that flows into the rest of the lines that I made. So we should try to make that this side look like, or sorry, that's this side look like this side more. And then we can get rid of this line to help with that. I'm going to just dissolve this edge, fill this in, and now we can get rid of this line. Like I said before, it's just this line. There, somewhat makes more sense now. It just needs to be straightened so it looks even. All right. I'm just straightening it now. I think I can spread this entire line over a little bit. I don't know why that's coming all the way over here. I really don't. I have no idea. Okay. Sometimes mirror just does that. There's something that needs to be adjusted. Maybe it might be this line here. I think it's because the lines kind of just cut over. It doesn't really have that smooth roundness to it. I think that might be the problem. But from I mean, it makes more sense than it did initially, at the very least. So just need this to follow the form that's under it. So we still have those details when we use the multi-resolution. We need that there so that way we can improve the details even more, make it look more like a pad or strap. Okay, I think we can keep going here. I don't know if there's anything more we can do here. All right, let me take everything to right there because that's where the edge is. It's like another strap that goes over that you can put a pouch there if you want. If you decide to put a pouch there, you can put a pouch there. Oh yeah, yeah, we still need to straighten this a little bit, but I'll worry about that later. Like I said, I'm not gonna do this entire like the entirety of this step on stream. I'm gonna try my best to do as much of this as possible on my own in my free time here, so that way we can just get beyond this and get to the next step, which will be UV and unwrapping. We won't spend that much time on it. I just need to make sure all my ducks are in a row. My notes are ready to go to if I get stuck, but it's mostly just menu stuff. There's not a lot of there's not going to be a lot of sculpting until we get to the finer details later. That's not really uh a big of a step as it is starting to sculpt from scratch. All right, so I'm going to take a look here. Now, if we get this side correct, it will blend seamlessly with this side, and then we'll have a straight and even area or a identical area on each side. And we have to do the back end too, but that's okay. We can do the top, and then we can do the outer and then the inner. What Rance is? Huh? Is that a typo? Is that a mobile typo? Got some more topology to do. Oh my god. I keep hitting the wrong key. Sorry about that. What rants? What rants is? I'm not ranting. I'm just what rants miss? What rants did I miss? Is that what you mean? I don't think I said much more after that. I just said that you talk unless you're talking about if you're talking about 11, I said that those three monsters, Chloris, Glavoid, and Apatomac are like the most annoying things to fight. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, because I said I did mention the heart being bad to get, not bad, but annoying. That's the end. Beginning is you have to kneel down, you have to get colorless souls, and that by itself is a not fun experience, okay, at all. Because those monsters, there's a limited amount of NMs for farming colorless souls that are up at any given time. They're invisible. You have to kneel down and find them. You need the right key item in order to get them to come out, and then when they come out, the key item breaks, so you have to do the whole thing again. You have to fight like 3 of those different endems for colorless souls. That is probably the worst part of it, and that's at the beginning. And then you got to fight about it. It just doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better. Okay, it's just more BS, just different. It's just different BS. Okay. Yes, Void Walkers. You have to do that for color, and you need to do that for the shield, the harp, and I think that's it. The shield, the harp. Was there something else? No, I think it's just a shield and the harp. And I need the harp. I'm not doing the shield. I don't care. I don't want an old chain anymore. I'll rather farm the prime shield, which takes a long time. And I could probably get like 10 O chains before I get one Dubon, but I'd rather have the Dubon. I'd rather have the Dubon. All right. I could get an Aeonic shield. I could get anything but that. I'm not doing colorless souls twice. I'm only doing it once, and it's gonna be for the heart. That's how annoying it is. And after this character gets, and after I get this will be my second harp that I farm. After I get this harp, I'm not getting it on any other. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say that because I want my ace character to have all the weapons too. So I might do it a third time, but that's really pushing it. I feel like I said, I feel like I lose a little bit of my soul every time I do these grinds. With TH cards, was that Ifrit? Oh yeah, Brulo. Yes, very annoying to farm. Very annoying. And there's no shortcuts. It's not like I can go do Vandabout twice a year on different characters and get the coupons to get the NM drops. Colorless. So you can do that with every Abbasia NM except the ones that drop the colorless souls. You have to farm them no matter what, unless you win the lottery or something. I mean the in-game lottery, the Mog Bonanza. Then you can just ask for the weapon, and then you're good. You could have to. If any of my characters ever win the Mog Bonanza, I would be tempted to get the heart, but they also have Mog Bonanza only weapons, and those are like the rarest weapons in the game. So, and one of them is Miracle Cheer, a flute. So it would be that one I would pick if there's I would be tempted to get the katana for ninja. I would be very tempted to get that, but if it's my main, if I win the Mog Bonanza on any of my mains, I'll probably get Miracle Cheer anyway. But the katana would be a nice runner up. I only got rank 3 this year. I got rank 3 twice on 2 different characters. That was so, I mean, it's nice lock style stuff. That's about all I got. It's better than nothing though. If you spread the numbers out across 8 characters, you're bound to win something. You have nine numbers, right? Including 0. But you have, looks like, so you have 10 numbers, okay? I have 8 characters. So that is a pretty good chance of winning something. And you only need one of the numbers will be correct. Somewhere there's a good chance of that happening. So I can at least get rank 3. At least. It's not a 100% chance because, like I said, I don't have enough characters to cover all the numbers. But I have enough for a better chance. The only way I will win rank 1 twice it would be to pick the same number, and those odds are not even worth calculating. None of the odds are ever worth calculating. It's non-zero, but it's a pretty high number. I'm looking at this side just to see if the form is still there. It looks like I still do have the ridge, that little extra ridge there, which is the point. So we're doing it all right. I got this. That way, these straps will still be here. This lining will still be here when I do the retopology. I only did that. I only made that mistake once with the boots. On the bottom, I actually sculpted all of the grips on the bottom of this boot, but then I did the retopology wrong. And this is the result. But I put it back. It just doesn't show on the low poly. If I switch it to the high poly, my correction does show. It's just not as good. What is this? Okay. Why is this happening? Am I touching something? Anyway, it was switching by itself. It was switching just from me moving the mouse. This was the fix. It's kind of, it's a little, it's not perfect. This is done with, I did this with an alpha, but there's something there at least. That was the point. There's some obvious mistakes there, but I only, like I said, I only had to learn that lesson once. I'm not doing that again. Sounds like quitter talk. Wait. What did I say? If I run out of shit to do, I will farm that stuff on my other characters, of course. I don't really. It takes a lot for me. It takes a lot of build up, but I'm not gonna say never again. Because I do like the game enough to keep playing it, even if I got all the stuff. Why is it moving everything? What is happening? Oh, how did this turn on? Well, yeah, you want to make sure proportional editing is never on. That is something you don't want for this. I don't even know how I did that, to be honest. Yeah, it's just I'm gonna try to do everything that I said on stream. That's gonna be a it's gonna be a big that's gonna be a tall order, but I'm gonna try. All right, I'm gonna try to do it. I'll show you. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I can do that. I have the ability to show my work here. It's a very fun game. It's just they want you to play it. They want you to keep playing it. So they spread everything out. Even the way it's designed is made for to take as much time as possible. It's it feels sometimes that feels grimy, but I mean I get it. They don't want you to just blast through the game and then quit. But at the same time, I mean I ain't gotta like it. I ain't gonna like that. I think there's a way to draw out your game without doing that. No one's discovered it yet because people are gearing the games towards more instant gratification. But I think there's a way. If I ever got $1 billion or something like that, I would definitely try to figure that out. I would try to figure out how to make a game that could stand the test of time without actually wasting your time deliberately, and still give you that gratification that you need. I think there's a way to do it. I would make my game similar to 11 if I had the money to do it. You know, just but also fun. Compare it to other MMO. I love 11 because it feels like I can work on something in game for 15 minutes or 15 hours. Yeah, yeah. There's got to be a way to do that, right? And make it fun. Like fishing, for example. I would definitely put fishing in my game. I like fishing. I like fishing in real life. That was one of the things that I used to do a lot when I was a kid. We used to go always go on fishing trips. My dad was a hunter, so I mean that was like very a lot of outdoor stuff. We did all that stuff, so it was I got exposed to that early. Fishing is very fun, and I like doing it in game too. And there's lots of ways that you can make that interesting. So you can make like you have your different size fish. There's some danger. There's some, well, what am I going to catch? Oh, this rare fish. And that's pretty much these are things that are like in every game that has fishing, right? I like fishing in Dark Cloud too. I think the way they did it is it's almost like Zelda's Ocarina of Time's fishing, but you can do it anywhere. Kind of like discovering, monsters. Like, oh no, look at this crazy monster. He's like he's gold or whatever. And, same thing, but it's a fish. Worst parts of 11 are setting it up. Maybe three zones made to be multiplayer and server diversity near perfect aside from those three things. Yeah, play online. I mean, I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to make something that was like international, you know? They were trying to have like people from all over the world like be able to communicate in one place on in this game. And that's why they had the auto translate function and all that. I mean, it sort of worked. You could talk to people that didn't speak your language to a point, but it's just a very clunky system overall. These people used to be all over the forums when the servers were down. That's where everyone would be in the forums, and they would, share info. The world at the time was big enough to where you can get information about stuff that you didn't know about later down the line in the game. I think that was very great. It was like having it all in one place instead of having to go online, because back then you couldn't go online. You couldn't alt tab out of the game without crashing it, and at least not without Windower anyway. I don't think Windower was probably just coming out when I got into the game, but I played it on PlayStation. I didn't even have a computer, so I couldn't look online. So that was the online. It didn't have a browser. They should have added a browser. That would have been useful. Putting a browser and play online so you can get on. So you can like, hey, oh yeah, how do I find such and such, and then you can use the sites that they were up. Yeah, you can figure out what job combinations are good. What does work, what works. Don't listen to the Brady guide. I knew that pretty early. I knew that upon reading it that it was wrong because of the chat room information. It was such a good source. Other players were at one point a very good source of information. They didn't try to hide. They didn't shame you. But well, I mean, for the most part, they didn't. You're always going to have your a holes. People who had laptops to look at maps while playing were the top players. Yeah, I became one of them later down the line. But yeah, it was you find out through other people who were very helpful at all levels. They had level 75s back then when I was playing the game. Like, yeah, yeah, is this a good combo? Like, nah, you wanna focus on your strengths and don't try to pad out your weaknesses with your sub job. You just focus on your strengths, so you don't go warrior white mage like the Brady Games was saying. You go warrior monk or something, or warrior samurai, something that actually plays to your strength. Now, in certain jobs, you don't have to do that, like blue mage, but it's situational. You can, because blue mage is so versatile that you can play to any or all of its strengths at the same time almost sometimes. You could, if you want to do more magic damage, then you can do a mage sub job. You want to play defensively like I do, you can do rune fencer or attack, dragoon warrior, ninja. If you don't want to set dual wield on through your spells, you can just sub ninja and then sub something out and then equip different spells. There's all kinds of things you can do with blue mage, which is the reason why I like it. And that was exactly what I was looking for in that game, was something that was versatile. I started with red mage and I still love red mage. It's just blue mage kind of, that's the field that I was going for. That's what I wanted. And red mage can do that too. It's just I like blue mage. I just like blue mage. The spells are free. You just learn them from monsters that can kill you. That's all. Blue mage or red mage, you have to pay. You have to buy your spells if you don't farm them. And back then, back in circa 2003, 2004, farming them yourself, that was kind of like soloing. I mean, it is soloing, really, but it's like, it's kind of like going out and fighting an NM solo. It's not as easy. It's not super easy to do. It is now, but not back then, because travel was a thing. You didn't know where to go. The monsters are all strong. Getting one ad could change the course of your mission, whatever you're trying to do at the time. Because if you die, you got to go all the way back to your home point and do the whole thing again, and you'll lose the XP, which you can only get through parties in some cases, because just going out and killing stuff, you're not going to get that XP back like that, because a lot of the things were so strong that they can just kill you, even if they were like easy prey or even match. For some certain monsters, they can still just straight up kill you, regardless of how strong the game says they are. Even two weak monsters, if there's enough of them, they can just kill you. Back then, not now, but back then. Now it's not, like I said, I soloed with Bard all the way up to 99. It was super easy. I was barely using my songs too, because of the trust carry you. And then it got to the point where when I was actually fighting 99 monsters, I was destroying them on Bard. And I was like, wow, okay. Well, that was easy. We're moving beyond the strap here. We're just going around, just going around. But yeah, I never really played as a black mage. I'm gonna do that on this character. Never played Geo, never played Rune. Well, I did play Rune. I leveled it. I didn't really play it though. Never played Scholar. Never played. I never really. No, I mean I leveled Dark Knight. I didn't really play it though. Never played Paladin. I leveled White Mage. I didn't really, never really played with it though. I never like playing with it as in actually do content with people. Same thing with Samurai. Dragoon was almost a solo. I feel like you could solo with Dragoon. You get a pet, it does very good damage. The job overall. Puppet Master, the same thing. Corsair, I leveled it. I did take it in the in-game events, but it's Red Mage I never really played with. At first, when I first started the game, yeah, I took it in the parties. I got it up to the jungle. That's as far as I took it with, actual leveling parties back in the day. Because I had it on PlayStation, and then, you know, I moved away. I moved, and I lost internet access, and then eventually I couldn't play it anymore because of life. But I did level it briefly. Is there another one? Are there another jobs? No, I did play Beastmaster. I even took that to events. I used to farm with it. Hey, little thief. What do you mean you never played Skyrim? Yeah, I never played Skyrim. That's another franchise that I'm going to. I'm going to add that. I'm going to add that to the list of franchise that we're going to play in the future. I'm going to do. We're on Shadow Hearts. We're almost done with Shadow Hearts. I'm going to do all the Shadow Hearts games. I think I'm going to do Zelda, and then actually I know I'm going to do Zelda next after Shadow Hearts, and I think I'm going to do Final Fantasy after Zelda, and then someday. Yeah, I never played Skyrim, never played Oblivion, never played Morrowind. I'm not gonna play all of the Elder Scrolls games, but I'll play those three. I'll play Morrowind. I always heard good things about that. I'll play Oblivion. I'll play Skyrim. I'll even mod them. They're a lot like Fallout. I was a Fallout person. I came in at Fallout 3. The same people made Skyrim and Oblivion and all that. Bethesda. I never played the original Fallouts though, so I would be willing to revisit that franchise. It's a lot of love hate with me with that. It's buggy as heck. It's the reason why I even got into modding was how bad those games were made. I bought them on console first. I couldn't finish them on console because of the bugs. I kept losing my saves. I kept getting stuck in the terrain, and then it would auto save, and I And I can't. I'm just stuck now. I can't do anything. I can't kill myself. I can't do anything to get out of it. Just like, why would you want to kill yourself? You go back into the rock anyway. So it's like, I don't know. It's like it was bad, man. You know, freaking memory leaks. I was like, okay. So I just started off with mods that prevent all of that. Which thank you to the modding community, you know, for their hard work. They saved those games. Otherwise, I wouldn't even bothered with their future ones. Crashes, and then when you see what the mods have to offer with, you know, adding items, features, armor, stuff, you know, visual effects, all that stuff. Um, Not so much the you know, the other side of modding. I know there's a lot of people that mod like a lot of crazy stuff into those games, especially in I think it's more prevalent in the Elder Scrolls games, but I've seen some stuff, okay? Not maybe not that side of it, but you know, just standard stuff like more armor, more weapons, more features with stats and all that, and you know, things like that. Perks, races, that side of it. I don't know the other side, but that side. I think the most I've done was like change your body type, you know, and add jiggle physics. I didn't think I think that's something that is okay, but beyond that, I didn't get into that side. You have to mod Skyrim. You have to mod Skyrim to make it fun. No, I don't know. I don't know about that. I can't say that for sure. I think New Vegas. I can't speak on Elder Scrolls, but I think New Vegas, Fallout 3 and New Vegas on their own are just fine. I think the story is okay enough to stand on its own. They're not masterpieces. They're not you know, award-winning stories, but I think the stories are passable for those two games. Now, Fallout 4, I did play I did play Fallout 4 and beat it. That story was very bland. It was the choices, you know, the different factions that you joined really didn't have much of an impact. It's just join this side and then kill everyone else, regardless of their alignment. It's and then it's like I don't know. It felt very incomplete. It wasn't like um New Vegas where all the factions had um uh something to contribute to the ending, you know, regardless of what you all your choices that you made with them actually affected the outcome of every faction as a whole. It wasn't just oh just kill everyone else. It's just, you know, they still had a big part of the story. I didn't mod Skyrim and I had fun. Yeah, I don't think yeah, that's one thing I've never heard about Skyrim and Oblivion. I'm fairly certain that no one ever I never heard any complaints about the story itself, but I didn't play them. I but I can tell you because I've played Fallout extensively that Fallout 4 story is probably the worst story of all of them. It's just missing a lot of stuff too. But I will agree with this 99. You in my opinion, in my case, I did have to make mod Fallout 4 to make it because all the fun features didn't really work correctly. I couldn't make a freaking I really got into making settlements. If you go too far into making settlements, you'll break the game. That's the problem with Fallout 4. It's like not it's not the most buggy game, but if you get into settlements, you just gave your game a time limit, and that time limit will count down until it's out of memory. Okay, at least in my case, but that's only because I made a yes, I agree with that 99. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Oh well, in Fallout 4's case, I don't know anything about Skyrim or Oblivion. Most people have fun with it. I didn't like the story in the game. Didn't give me incentive. You know why you never heard about Skyrim's story? Because there's only 30 minutes of story. If you wanted entertainment, you got a side quest. Well, I mean, that was the case in Fallout 4. But I feel like Skyrim and Oblivion were more popular than Fallout. At least until the Fallout show came out. You know? I forgot to turn clipping on so that way we can attach the sides together like this. Yeah, I think Fallout 4 actually enjoyed a resurgence thanks to the show. I seen a lot of people starting to play those games again. They went into Fallout 4. That's probably I don't know. That may not be the best representation of the series as a whole, but I did see people playing the first two, which is like the original, made by the original creators. I haven't even played those games yet, so that's on my list. They play a little differently. It's more like a isometric top-down view, but there's way more. The stats and perks and whatnot, and your choices seem to make way more difference in those games than in Bethesda's games. But I don't know that for sure. All I know is that I don't know, man. They must have lost all the good people because I tried Starbound. Starbound has everything that I could want in a sci-fi game, but that game is so boring. At least it seems like it has everything that I would want in the start. The pitch was everything that I would want in a sci-fi game, but the execution was. I got off the first planet and I was like, no, thank you. And I'm glad I didn't buy that game because I would have been mad. I would have been very mad. I would have been like, you know what? I'm not gonna. Well, actually, I'm kind of already there. I'm very wary with purchases from that company for that reason. I hope that the Skyrim fans get what they want with their next with Elder Scrolls 6 game, and even Fallout 5 if they ever make that. But I don't know, man. I was not impressed with Starfield. Starfield, not Starbound. I keep saying Starbound. Starfield. I like Starbound. Hey, Cozy Art Gaming. Thank you for lurking. Thank you so much. Everyone give Cozy Heart Gaming a follow. She plays what was that game called again? I always forget the name of that game. Um don't tell me I'll do don't tell me. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it every time. Never mind. I always have to think about the name. I can't think of it today. I'm so sorry. It's a there was a oh wait, no, you were playing the island game, the new game that I actually did wish list. Yeah, that's right. There it is. That game looked fun. You start it's like you start off on the island and you can build stuff. Yeah, but I did wish list it. I have it on my wish list now, so um I am going to yeah, it's called Dinkum. That looked really fun. It looks like a an animal. It's like an Animal Crossing. It kind of has like that look and a little bit of Minecraft mixed into it with the aesthetic. But yeah, it looked very interesting. I was like, you know what, this looks like something I would actually play. I'm gonna go on ahead and wish list that one. Yes, it's so funny going in a full release on the 23rd. Oh yeah, you did say that. Yeah, that's this month too. I'll probably get it. Yes. I was once like you, and then I took an arrow to the knee. I liked it because all the loot. Yeah, the one thing that intrigues me about Skyrim is all the factions and the races, and I don't know if that's something that you can mod in, but I think that's in the standard game, right? Being different races or something like that. I didn't want to watch it. I've probably seen like one or two streams ever, but I didn't want to watch too much of it because I do want to play those games. I do have them. I got them in a sale, and I wanted to try them one day. I was like, oh, yeah, you know what? Overall, Fallout was okay, I guess. I'll play them. I'll play Elder Scrolls. If you need help when you get it, I can join your island and help you out. No pressure. We're just saying. Oh, no, yeah, hey, that sounds great, Cozy Heart. I don't mind playing some multiplayer. I'm trying to get through some playthroughs, so it might be a while. But if the game has a sale relatively soon, if I don't get it, on the 23rd, then I'll definitely get it then. Hope you're ready for the factions to not care what you join. Some people like experiencing completely on their own first, which I get that too. Yeah, yeah. I actually I play a lot of games blind because there are some as I like playing video games, but uh like strict about backseating or spoilers. Sometimes these things happen. It's not going to ruin the experience for me. But I typically don't look things up because even just minor things like I don't know, very very minor elements to a game could lead to like a huge spoiler because people just somehow conflate the two. I don't know why. It just happens that way. No problem. No problem. Cozy Art King. I'm gonna call you Cozy. No problem, Cozy. I know some people don't like it when I read their entire name out, so not don't like it, but they were like, "No, you can just call me this." I was like, "Okay," but I tend to do that a lot. Oh yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, I hope you're ready for the factions to not care what you join. I'm thinking about that 99. I'm thinking, was that a thing in Fallout? I think so. At least in New Vegas. New Vegas was the one that the choices mattered the most in that game. But again, that was made by a different company. That was made by Obsidian. Oh, that was my stream that was hiccuping apparently. Yeah, that was on my end apparently. I'm looking, it says it's telling me that I'm now streaming, so my VOD probably just cut itself in half. I think I just cut out for a while. That's great. Now I'm gonna have to take those mods, or sorry, not those mods, those VODs, and put them together for the archive. That's an additional amount of time on my part. Yeah, something happened on my end. I didn't even notice it. My bitrate must have, yeah, it might have been the site, but my bitrate might have just been affected by whatever Twitch did. Why, thank you. Yes, I'm glad to be back. I didn't even know I was out because normally, no, OBS would say if it dropped, if it was reconnecting. So I think it was just the website. I don't know. Yeah, OBS would have told me if it was my end. It could have just been the website doing that. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't notice it until it just told me that I'm now live streaming. Oh well. Yeah, I was saying, yeah, we um I do play games blind, but I don't mind if people want to help or suggest things, so it's not a big deal to me. It's just a game at the end of the day. And I tell people like if they want me to die in a game, and this is like in my personal life, it's like, well, you just warned me that something was going to happen. You shouldn't have said anything. You could have seen if I was going to die from it or not. Things like that. That's like the only thing that I really like contest. Like you're looking for an outcome, a specific outcome, and just wait and see what I do. It's like, oh yeah, I can't wait till you get to this part. It was like, okay, well now I know something is gonna happen, and that completely changes the way I play now. Because now I know something is afoot here. But like again, that's something that is very trivial. Like I said, I'm not gonna get angry about that. Just just don't just don't. I don't even have that as a rule. It's not really a big deal. If I see that something is going to be, if I read something that I think is going to be a spoiler, I'm just not going to stop reading it. It's like, oh yeah, hey, I don't know, T1000 kills Dumbledore. Like, okay, don't do that. I think that's messed up when people do that. They come out of a movie theater and they see people in the line and they just openly like say a spoiler just for video views or whatever. Just gets super angry. It's kind of funny, but it's kind of messed up at the same time. Yeah, that is. Oh man, I can't believe Katniss killed Dominic Toretto, and everyone's just like, oh, what the and they did it on purpose. It was like, oh man. And then they're recording it too. It's like I think there were some videos like that. I'm not really on social media like that, but I think I can remember seeing something like that before. All right, thanks you too. Have a great day, Cozy. Thank you for lurking. All right, so where we at? We got the thing here. If I may have, I mean, I know I started late, but I gotta go anyway. In a little while here, we're going to have to roll like this for a little while. Normally, I would stop around noon, but I've had to cut it off at around 10:40, and but eventually we'll get back to the normal schedule, and I'll be able to go on until noon. So we're going to call it pretty soon. I don't like this though. What is this? I have to fix this to where it's more rounded so it looks better. I think there's like a. Oh, did you wait? Did I shout you? Did you get shouted out? I don't think actually I don't think I did, but I can change that right now. I don't think I've done any shout outs today, as a matter of fact, because normally I forget. Let me see. Oh yeah, I did say it right. I'm sorry. Well, here, there's that. Yeah, I think I wanted to not lose my place here in this progress because I was kind of I got one chain into the art and then I'm thinking about Skyrim and Dinkum and whatnot and spoilers. Okay, no problem. All right. Yeah, I don't like this that it's like kind of in it's like coming into a point. I'm not a fan of that. I may have to fix that. Hmm. I'm thinking about how I can do that. All right, hold on. Let's go. I'm gonna go back. I may have to delete faces. I'm gonna go back a couple of steps here because I don't like. And I'm not sure how I can fix it at this stage. So I'm gonna go back a couple. If it's got to be that way, then it should be more curved, so it makes more sense. So I'm going to have to make it as such by going back and kind of like guiding it that way. Let's see, delete. Let me see, delete. Also, follow my friend 99 Hill Potions. He's also an artist and he plays a lot of indie games and survival games. Pretty much the same games that I play for the most part. Oh, welcome back. Yeah, he plays the same games I play as the most part, and we also do co-op streams on Thursdays, and look forward to that. Check out his stream as well. Oh, no problem, Cozy. I need to I have to go back and kind of make this into more of a bowl. So I gotta bring this back. This isn't really, that's not that much progress there. Okay. I think I'm gonna like kind of like just bring the line right here. And there's one more shout out. Oh, I gotta wait 33 seconds. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get you too, thief, little thief. Give in the meantime, give Little Thief 91 a follow as well. She plays Minecraft on the same server that we all play on, and she plays a lot of Souls like games too. And as soon as I get the no problem, Little Thief. As soon as I get the time back here, I can get you that shout out. It's gotta wait. I don't know why I mean, it's my channel. Why can't I shout out as many people as I want? It doesn't feel like my channel when you're limiting me like this. Twitch feels like your channel. Okay, wait, wait. I think that's. There we go. All right. Got it. Okay. I am going to have to call it here. I was trying to see if I can like visualize how I can make it go like that, but I'll save that for later for now, okay? All right. Sorry about the ads too. Twitch does that automatically. I'm not even sure if I don't know how, if I can turn them off. I don't know how. I thought setting them to 3 minutes would be better, but you know, I know there's people out there that don't like mid rolls or pre rolls, so I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. But something we're just going to have to deal with. All right. Thank you all for hanging out in the stream. Thank you for watching the VOD. Thank you for watching on Twitch, if you, or not Twitch, YouTube, if you come across these videos. I will be doing another art stream tomorrow. We're going to be doing more retopology. Hopefully this will be done because I'm going to try to work on this later on today. I know it's very tedious and it might not be something that you want to watch a lot of, but just bear with me. We're going to try to get to the next step, okay? Thanks a lot again, Cozy. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.